All right, my friend, good morning. What's your goal with the game?
Well, honestly, I'd love to see how far I can go. I am a pretty competitive person. I'd love to hit Challenger eventually.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do it, but
Well, let's see where you're at right now. Hold on. I'm pulling up your account now. You booked me, so you know I'm going to be very direct, right? You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be fake nice to you.
I wanted to start off strong in my rank journey, so
let's talk about this.
I'm the best guy.
Well, I appreciate that. What I would say is, right now, is this true? You've only started in 2021?
Yeah, ish. I mean, I did play like back when Sack and Jinx came out, but like I was too young to understand anything.
How old are you now?
A little Warwick, a little bit of Nautilus. I'm 18 now.
You're 18 now. Okay. All right, so right away, I can tell you a couple things. You haven't been playing long enough for me to really know like where you're gonna wind up, right? Obviously, I'm gonna watch you play and we'll get somewhere. But the thing that you have to understand is right away is that when I look through this account, after today's coaching, you're gonna have no more excuses, and you're gonna have to fucking play now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to play a lot.
That's another thing. Like I don't play enough.
Because let's say your goal, like, all right, I'm gonna poop on the LAN server a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm ready for that.
Well, it's not really like, I'm just saying, all I'm gonna say is that like back in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I made rank like 30 or something. I played on an account that I didn't really hand level or anything, and I was playing Tryndamere mid, and I got like to rank 30 something in like a couple weeks as like a side climb, right? It took like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. The reason I tell you this is not to flex on you or anything like that. LAN is not that particularly a difficult server, but it's still a server. Like, you're still gonna have to play a shit ton. Those 2 weeks, I was playing like, I don't know, man. I was playing like 15 games a day or something for 2 weeks. Like, I was playing a lot. So, in order for you to get anywhere, you're gonna have to put in some like more volume than this. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did I lose
totally.
you? Oh, okay. I didn't lose you. Because right now, 50 games will not be enough. To get an accurate read on where you're at as a player, you're going to need about 10 times that. I'm going to say that again. You're going to need about 10 times the amount of games you've played so far. Are you ready to invest that much time into this video game? Because that's how much it's going to be. Okay? I'm not bullshitting you here. Well, while we're here and stuck in loading purgatory, which is probably going to be a shitty remake, I can tell you a couple things about Zoe that you should be aware of. Thing one is, if we're not winning lane with Zoe, we fucking suck. That's like the first thing that I think when I think about this champion. So like, I play a ton of like bruiser type mids. Obviously did the Tryndamere mid thing for a while. Zoe's actually like really fucking good at solo killing people early. Like if I saw Zoe in high elo, I knew that there's nothing I could do. Like I was probably gonna die early. Like there was no outplay or nothing. Like the champion just gets so much damage in the first like, I don't know, 6 levels or so. It feels really obnoxious. So I feel like if we're not able to beat most of the pool early, I think we are fucking up. That's like the first thing I'll tell you right away. This is important because Zoe outside of the early game, I mean, the thing about Zoe is as she runs around the map after lane phase, I feel like she starts to lose value as the game goes on, unless you're exceptionally talented at her, because poke champs players struggle getting value out of poke champs. Let's see if we can get like an invade. Oh yeah, this is gonna be way too laggy for you, I think. All right, here's what we're gonna do. To be safe, I want you to play this game out. I'm gonna look through some of your VODs if I can get them to load, okay? While you play this out, And then after you're done with this game, call me up, okay?
All right.
So for the rest of the coaching, I think it would be more logical for you if we just went ahead and went through some VODs. Would probably be the smartest way to do this.
All right.
Because I don't want to waste your time when like watch a super laggy game and not really be able to give you much insight. So the first thing is I was just talking to my stream about this. You're playing on a pretty high ping, which, you know, this is going to be a problem for you until you figure out a way to remedy that. And I know it's kind of a shitty position that you're in, but it's just what it is. Like, you're playing a radically harder game of League. Okay. Just what it is.
All right.
90 plus ping. Your server's kind of unfair because your server's actually in Miami. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, your server's in Miami. If I'm not mistaken. When I said I played to top 30 on your server, I did it with like 30 or 40 ping. And I noticed that everybody that I laned against, I felt that they were pretty bad. But when I started researching your server, I realized that you guys aren't really that bad. It's just you're all playing on like 80 ping or higher. That fucks the game up, just so you know. Okay? That like makes the game terrible. No one really talks about this. Everybody likes to shit on these servers all the time and like talk shit. But I think you guys would be a lot better with lower latency, to be honest. Like,
I feel like my queue is like, I sent it right to one place and it goes like slightly behind, and I don't think because of that.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. So one of the things that like a lot of people in like NA and like EUS and like a lot of people disregard ping as like being a huge thing. This is why the server that they're doing, the Champions Queue server here in NA, have you heard about that?
No.
So they're gonna put a server in on the West Coast for the pro players to practice. And a big reason that they're putting it on the West Coast is because the NA LCS studio is on the West Coast. Okay, but the majority of the population that plays this game are on the East Coast of the US and Central. That means that the West Coast server is pretty much useless for our population. Okay, I'm telling you this because the reason that they're even doing it at all on the West Coast is because the pros up until this point have been playing on like 80 or 90 ping. So that just sucks to play solo queue on. So for this, like, I'm just telling you right now, because of your latency, you're going to be at a disadvantage. The best thing that I could give you for advice, probably, if you really want to get better at this game, I doubt that you're that bad at Zoe in general. But I will tell you that I would strongly recommend you find an easier champion to master. Not easier in terms of mechanics, although that's probably going to be what happens. Easier in terms of higher ping viability. Okay? This is going to be the sad truth about the position that you're in. Is that it's very, very, very unlikely that you're going to be able to dominate a game of League versus good people with 90 ping. Okay?
So let's go through some recommendations. Can we do that?
Yes, yes. I am going to watch you play though, still.
All right.
Because, because I think it's important that you see like the things that you're doing right and wrong. But, there's a couple players that I bumped into on LAN that are seeming to work around this problem. Okay? There's a couple solutions. You have to find a champion that's competitively viable with a high ping. All right? So a classic example is Malzahar. Malzahar is competitively viable with high ping. Do you know why?
Well, if I'm understanding correctly, because you just put shove and roam like constantly and
shove and roam and don't interact.
Really easy.
Don't interact.
Really easy to shove with
yes. Mouse. Another champion that people basically a champion like Pantheon, pretty good.
All right.
On high ping. A champion like Annie, pretty good on high ping. These are like the standard, like they're easy, and I'm like air quoting here.
Or is
Victor, I think Victor would probably be awkward. You need like it sucks because you're a younger guy and you're excited about the game, and I'm basically telling you right off the jump, like, don't think it's going to get much easier for you, because it's just you're limited by your latency. Your latency fucking sucks. You could still do it. You could still climb with this champion with your ping. It's going to be harder though. So right here, I looked at this one. I can see right away.
Oh yeah.
So right here, look how you're standing when you turn level 2. Okay, watch what you do here. You ready? When you're level 2, you should be leaning in on people really hard. So like here, you should have been standing right here and just autoing her over and over again in the face and wiggling around right here. Because you're never getting ganked. You're never getting ganked level 2 by a Viego unless he's trolling. And even if he ganks you, you just walk away anyways. Like, it's too easy. So this type of stuff here is unacceptable. Anytime that you're about to get a level up over somebody, it should be instant pressure every single time. It's not something that you can miss. You understand?
Yeah.
You must pressure immediately. You must. This isn't like a choice scenario. Always look to pressure people early with your champion. Always. Especially on level 2s. Because this determines outcomes later. Because you were timid to pressure, and I assume
you got off a lot of free damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you just autoed her and pushed her back, then you could play against the charm. The other thing is, you know, with Ahri in general, I would recommend playing behind minions once she gets her charm. So once she gets 2, move behind minions and then keep pushing into her, and then occasionally move side to side so that if she Qs, she can't hit you.
Yeah, here I think I was just thinking like, it doesn't matter if I take a lot of damage because I just wanted to like get out really quickly. But I couldn't.
No, it's pretty hard to push into her. Like when she wants to push, you can't really stop her, you know?
Yeah, like Ahri's like one of those, like I mostly win my lanes with Zoe, but Ahri's like one of those that still gives me problems.
Well, okay, it gives a lot of people problems because she's very similar to your champion, actually. If you square off versus her, she pretty much always out DPSs. I would put Ahri as in the upper tier of like early aggression, like early lane pressure. Because the way she plays is like her charm is so easy to hit and it just does so much damage, and her pushing power is so good. Basically, she's similar to you. That's it. She's similar to your champion.
Yeah.
So it's a skill shot check. If you fail the skill shot check, that's what it is. If she is able to hit you with charms, then you just lose. So your mission in this lane is to never get hit by a charm at all costs. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Most important thing. The best way is like it starts with a level 2 harass back here. Level 2. As soon as you see it, the way you beat champions like this, move to this position. Whichever minion is closest to her, get between her and the minion. You understand?
Yeah.
So like, here, yeah.
Right?
So I would have, if it were me, I would have never backed down. I would have been standing right on this, like that. That's the difference here between, yes.
Like he hits level 2 shortly after, but even there, like I'm standing behind them.
Well,
so
you can outplay her, yeah. And the tower range is like this, right?
Yeah.
So you're just here and you just auto trade like crazy. Just auto trade because you've got minions too. If she autos you back, and then you would use this minion and just stay mobile here like this, right? It just moves side to side.
Yeah.
If she wants to auto you, all these guys auto, you'll take a little bit more damage because, just fun fact, range creeps deal more damage than the melee creeps. You see that? 24. Melees deal nothing. They deal about half. But I would still do this because I want to get her off of the wave. If you could push her off of the wave, you could start hitting her with Qs. And you could sidestep and you could throw your bubble. Right?
Yeah.
We can only do that if we're here. But when you relinquish pressure, you give her, like you said, you give her level 2 and let her play at her own pace. Now look, she's already on the wave. She should never be able to be here. She should be standing here. Now. Because when you move up and auto her, she's going to have no choice but to back down here. Like I said, your biggest issue right now is actually latency. Latency is going to be a bitch. It's like a combination. It's like latency and this champ here is very tough on high ping. But everybody, you know, everybody likes to just disregard latency as being a thing. But like for competitive gaming, like you say you want to make like high elo. Yeah, it's going to be tough unless you change the champion. Because I can tell you right now, I
don't mind that much because I can still play her in normals, you know?
Yeah. I'm just letting you know that like it's disappointing, but that's just how it is. All right, right here is where it starts getting weird. Okay.
All right.
So look at Poppy. Okay. Poppy starts this. When Poppy starts this, you're playing basically without a jungler. Okay. Even if she's on your side, you don't have a jungler. This is a very important note. If they ever start an objective, you don't have a jungler. Your jungler's AFK, okay?
Yeah.
This serves for Dragon as well. Remember what I just said. You do not have a jungler. She's AFK. AFK, AFK, AFK. All right? If you're Mordekaiser here, she's AFK. Just a very important thing because you can't bank on your jungler. Basically, she should not be doing this. She's playing Poppy. That's my criticism of her. It's just fucking stupid. But it doesn't matter because you have to play the hand you're dealt. So it doesn't make a difference if it's stupid or not.
We play around our teammates. We don't.
There's nothing we can do. It's the wrong play. It's not great. Now, even still, your movement here makes no sense. So if I were you and I wanted to pressure Echo under tower with the wave coming in, which is what you clearly want to do. You want to pressure him. There's a couple things that have to be accounted for and you can't account for much. So what I mean is you can't guarantee me that you know where Graves is right now.
Yeah, right now I just see one head.
You can't guarantee me you know where Yasuo and Sona are right now. Right?
Yeah.
And what's our chances of killing Echo easily under tower right now with his champion?
Ooh, basically no, because he just backed.
He just backed, but what's the other reason?
And he's got ult.
So this is a pretty low chance of kill, right?
Yeah.
So you're probably never killing him. So the only other thing that you could be doing
for what's pretty much an impossible kill.
Yeah, so the only thing that you could pretty much tell me you were thinking is, okay, I might hit plates here. All right, fair. So what's our exit strategy going to be if we hit this plate? Where would we go if we get collapsed on? Where would you run if you got collapsed on? Here, here, or here?
I would try to go to top jungle.
Exactly. Now watch what you do. You know you're about to get engaged on. You should know this should be a dangerous position now that we went over it, right? At the time, you probably didn't. But watch where you run. Now, guess what? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, like I said, your jungler's probably AFK, but you could at least move that way and give it a chance so she could you have somebody to rotate to.
Yeah, Mordekaiser is also free. Like,
yep.
He could come down.
Exactly. Yes. Now, this has to be decided. Remember what I drew that on the screen. This has to be decided and accounted for before. So this is the secret to this, the game. Okay, when it comes to pushing and backing and leaving and staying and all that stuff. It depends on how you assess everything as you're moving forward. So again, you're pushing up. Here is where you assess. Here. Do I hit this tower or not? You need to
How many
choose.
hits do I see?
Yes. So what happened here is we had a lapse in awareness of what's happening. If you were gonna hit the tower, I probably wouldn't have hit the tower. I probably would have just went and warded or something. You don't have to base necessarily because this guy is on Rift. So like what you would probably want to do is go up here.
Finish it faster,
Yeah,
maybe?
you can help him finish it. You can help him finish it. You could just hover. Like a hover's cool, so you don't tell on us. Right? You could just hover right here. This way, if like Echo moves off a tower, you could try to like discourage him from showing up. Because if you guys just go into the pit together and start using all your abilities, let's say they collapse after you use everything, right? And they just collapse in. Well, you're going to be sad. But if you just hover, this is the cool thing about poke champs. If you just hover right here, if Echo clears the wave and starts pointing his nose like this, you could pressure him to discourage him from walking up. Or if you see an enemy jungler, this is why I say it's a hover. If you see the enemy jungler come this way, you can again discourage it by being here and just pressuring, right? Without risking your life. And without risking losing mid push too. Because for all you know, Echo might just run into mid and start trying to push. You want to be able to come back to mid. So sitting here gives you the option to zone, gives you the option to stop him, gives you the option to stay in mid if you want to stay in mid. Yeah, it's tough to do on the fly, but you have to start asking yourself like, do I kill him? Do I kill him? Right? Like, I don't kill him. If I don't kill him, it seems a little dangerous. Plus, he has his ult, so he can like slam into us and get away with it, and he's not gonna die. I don't like it. Now I just wouldn't hit the tower. But overall, I don't hate your gameplay. I think though that if your goal is really to get to high elo, why do you want to get to high elo before I go?
I just...
Do you want to be like a pro player, or do you just want to like...
Maybe at some point, like if I can. It's not... Like I want to see how far I can go. If I can make pro, then great. If not, then I just want to... I want to see how high up the ladder I can go. I'd love to get challenger just because... Well, I like accomplishment.
Got it. Yeah, so what I would work on then is, for now, just think about the waves more, take the wave states more seriously than the fighting. If the wave is in a good spot, fight like an idiot. If the wave is in a bad spot, play extra hyper defensive and have an exit strategy. Treat the game like it's poker, less like it's an arcade game. You're only fighting when it makes sense. You're playing really defensive when you don't have a plan.